Yeah, so this might have some spoilers for Saints Row 4, but...
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a man so exceptional that the divine hosts of heaven and hell were forced to take note. A man dangerous enough to bring Satan to his knees, but selfless enough to make God himself raise an eyebrow. How did this come to pass? Well, it all began at a very special birthday party for a very special young lady.
Surprise!
Hell yeah, recognize
What is
my
all
Saints
this?
Row 4 character.
It's your birthday, Kinsey.
So?
You've never been to a birthday party?
No.
Oh, like not even growing up?
I went to the School of the Americas since kindergarten. We didn't really do birthday parties.
But you celebrated Christmas?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Oh, Kinsey, this is going to be so much fun. Zinjai made a cake, Jane Austen is here, we'll play some games.
What sort of games?
Yeah, since I figure we're not playing Saints Row 3 then 4, or whatever,
So
we
you
might as well
celebrate
go
birthdays
4,
by
then
trafficking with
spin off
spirits?
3.
It's spooky and fun.
It's a bunch of letters.
It's tradition. Every slumber party has to involve a spirit board.
Slumber party?
How's it work?
We ask it a question, and the spirit of the board will reveal the answer.
How?
Yeah, someone pushes the pointy thing to wherever they want.
Wait, can we go back to you and your slumber parties?
No time. All right. Everyone put their hands on the cursor.
Cursor. I feel the magic already.
All right. Will the President/God Emperor for life ever choose a partner to reign alongside them?
No.
Ooh, someone's getting married.
Shut up, Matt.
Who will tame the president's wild heart?
What are you guys trying to spell?
I'm not moving it.
That's the spirit, Kinsey.
I'm serious.
I'm not moving it either.
Neither am I.
Jezebel? Who the fuck is...
Is that not normal?
Where'd you get the board?
I was going through Zignac's artifact collection and found it there.
Who did it belong to?
Alistair Crowley? Christ.
Guys? I think it's laughing at us.
Fuck this. I think you're a smart enough piece of wood to see where this is going. Now, you ready to cooperate? That's more like it.
You think we can trust it?
It's not like we got a lot of options.
So what's the plan? We mount up and go in after the boss?
No, I do. No sense in what's left of humanity walking right into a death trap. Someone's gotta live to tell the story.
That's a stupid plan, Johnny.
I'm leaving you in charge.
Hell of a plan, Johnny.
Are you serious?
I'm coming too.
Are you kidding me?
How do you plan to come back?
Yeah, I try not to sweat the details.
You need someone with you that does.
No.
It's my birthday.
Fine. Alright then. You know where my friend is?
True to its word, the spirit board opened up another portal and sent Johnny and Kinsey screaming into hell.
There we go. I figure since this take place on Earth, or even, you know, not real computer-generated Earth, I figure it should be fine.
Dane Vogel. Ultor's behind this, I know it.
Ultor and the Saints haven't been enemies in years. You really think he's responsible?
You don't know him like I do. The boss put him through a window for a reason.
The reason was the boss was kind of fucking crazy back then.
That's a fair point.
You know how much easier this would be if we just found a car?
You know how much easier this would be if you just gave me a second?
Anyway, where can I find... This is a motorcycle
bike.
discount?
It's mine now. Alright. Now how are we gonna find the Ultor building?
Biggest building down here, giant Ultor sign on it. I don't think this is a problem.
I'll buy that.
Oh shit. Yo, what up, Robbie? It's good to see that comments are actually working on this thing again. How you doing? Whoop. Grab the right way. Maybe. There we go. I'm glad to hear it. And I crashed. Come on, Kinsey. Kinsey, come on. Alright, I'm leaving.
Look at us. Kinsey Kensington and Johnny Gat driving together on a birthday adventure.
We're
Are
not.
you always this excited?
Generally, I'm a misanthrope.
I get it.
We're not driving together. I mean, eventually, I think technically she does get that power, because I do as well. You play this in co-op. One person is Johnny, and a and the other person, okay, come here.
I think we may have got the attention of the demons. How do we want to handle this?
We handle it by killing demons. Gets easier every time.
Come on, actually, come here. Alright, you're going off the edge. Thank you.
This is hell. Not as bad as I thought.
It kind of reminds me of Steelport.
Yeah, they say it kind of reminds her, she said it kind of reminds her of Steelport. That's because it's just reskinned Steelport. And that would be all well and good and funny and shit if, Saints Row 1, I think Saints Row 1 and 2 might have had the same map. And then Saints Row 3 and 4 had the same map, but Saints Row 3, 4, and then
So, what's the plan?
Oh yeah.
fucking
I'm gonna shoot him in the face.
spin-off, having the same map.
What if Jane doesn't have the box?
I'll probably still shoot him in the face. Who's next?
Welcome to hell.
Shouldn't you have a receptionist?
Such is the plight of eternal damnation. I have a feeling you didn't come here to catch up. Let's talk in my office.
Not even death could stop the enterprising Vogel, who wasted no time in setting up an Ultor branch in the bowels of hell. Dane was eager to fill Johnny in on the ever-shifting politics of land rights in the underworld. But real estate mattered little to Johnny, who only cared where his friend was.
Where'd you put the president?
I've been trying to explain that. I didn't take them.
Bullshit. You expect me to believe you just happened to be the first thing we see in hell?
Maybe it's just me, but your thank you sounds more like an accusation.
That's probably because he plans to kill you.
Okay. I get the trust issues. Can I show you something?
The pieces all came together. The president had caused more chaos and destruction than any other in human history. It was only natural that Satan would want them to marry his daughter. They needed a plan, and Johnny had one.
I'm gonna shoot the devil in the face.
I think you might be skipping some details.
No, I said in the face.
I like the commitment, but you gotta find a way to get close enough to him in the first place.
When's the wedding? I'll just show up
And then you'll shoot him in the face. Sorry, but it's a little more complicated than that. These things are tied to the soul. You won't be able to enter without one.
So how do we get one?
You get his attention. I know some places that are of particular value to the father of the bride. You hit those, you'll get your shot.
Wait, why would Satan give out an invitation for destroying his stuff?
Oh, he won't, but it should piss him off enough to get him to attack Johnny personally. Either the devil kills Gat and Ultor gets the construction contracts to rebuild, or Johnny kills Satan and I'll have to pay less taxes. It's pretty win-win.
That's why you're helping us? To make more
Well,
money
yeah.
in hell?
Hell's what you make
Mouths
of
are
it, sweetie.
not synced up
Works
here.
for me. What you got?
All right.
Satan had entrusted the day-to-day running of Hell to 5 archdukes, and Dane knew how to find them all. But beyond that, not everyone in Hell was content to go along with Satan's status quo. There were others who shared Dane's ambition for power, and the Ultor mogul knew that the key to unseating Satan lay in gaining their aid. But before Johnny set out to wage war against the Prince of Darkness, Dane had one final gift. An artifact that he had spent fortunes on. Lucifer's cracked halo. This holy relic granted Johnny the majestic wings of the Morning Star. However, he still needed help in learning how to use them.
Alright, you got me out in the sticks, now what?
Would it kill you to show a little excitement? You're about to experience angelic flight, for Christ's sake.
Dane.
Great. Now you should have just...
Alright, so this one has all the superpowers that Saints Row 4 does because, well, they sell it as a separate game. This game is essentially just an add-on for Saints Row 4. But I want to try to show to anybody that watches this in the future, Saints Row.
You to stall, and trust me, stalling sucks. You can flap while gliding to gain additional speed. So the faster you're going, the higher you can fly. Now, all right, time to take the training wheels off for the final lesson. Flying takes stamina. If you run out in midair, you are going to drop like a rock. Let's get you back to the Ultor building. I want to run through all the stuff you can do to hurt Satan.
Sure thing. See you soon. God, this...
Here's the deal. If you want some FaceTime with Satan, you need to get his attention. Now, Satan hates being challenged, so anything you do to undermine his control is good. Fraud, mayhem, shooting demons in the face, anything. You can keep track of Satan's wrath with this handy meter. Get it high enough and you'll be having drinks with Big Red in no time. I've compiled a list of shit to do, so take a look and do whatever sounds fun. Oh, one more thing. We have some potential allies down here. Trust me, you want to impress them.
Point. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do this for super duper long right now. 52 quests. Huh. Yeah, that's not overwhelming at all. Oh, nice. Can I change characters? How do I change characters? Undo. Maybe that just means the play go up. Oh well.
I hope there's not something ridiculous like 100 of these to find. Yeah!
What is this? What? Okay. Okay.
Gotta pick it up.
Did I do it?
One more.
Also, let me check the map. Are there like stores that I can buy shit at already? I mean, there's a gun store. Trying to hit me. Now we good? Okay. Okay, what kind of weapons do I want? Okay, I can't customize that. Ooh. Not yet. Oh shit, that costs 100,000. Jesus Christ, okay. Okay, this is only 500. Yeah, I think I'm all set. So I guess I will get this. It's also only on. Gotta save up for this stuff. What's this do? Okay.
Ready to give up yet?
Oh yeah, I'm not in love with that. Where can I find you? Perfect. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's go to that mission.
Let's see what these things can do. Alright, I'm here.
Abandoned ship! We've been boarded! Get these damn things off my ship!
Tech? Okay. Oh, that's cool. I have 9. Let me just use rock.
Let's play.
I am the third of the 17.
I wish I had an option to not super sprint, like just normal sprinting would be nice.
I got a bit of treasure in that chest over there. The weapon you find inside may help with our little imp problem.
Ooh.
summoned these imps to serve as my crew.
A particularly long
I forgot what a handful they could
especially
be.
because I can't
Once
cuss my
aboard,
fucking out.
they wouldn't listen to their captain. They ran amok in the bowels of the ship.
Fuck off.
Good God, they're swarming me!
They're still on you? Yep.
No, not another one of these. Hey, it's okay to drop the pirate voice.
What pirate voice would that be?
Wow.
Okay.
Zinyak's destruction of Earth had a profound impact on
Like,
the
let's see how long
afterlife.
this game is compared
To Heaven, it was a logistical
Saints Row
nightmare.
4, for instance.
St. Peter's meticulous nature drove purgatory wait times to
So,
unbearable
Saints
levels.
Row
Meanwhile,
3 is
hell,
like 15 hours.
where
so
souls
Saints
in
Row
pain
4,
were used as
then this
currency,
game is
it
4
created
hours.
a new era of prosperity for the wickedly enterprising.
So,
This economic boon resulted in the coffers of hell to be overflowing, which in turn piqued the interest of the most notorious man that sailed the seven seas. Long had Blackbeard been a thorn in Satan's side, robbing tax collectors on a semi-regular basis. But the promise of an immeasurable fortune drove him to be even bolder. An arrangement was reached. Blackbeard would provide information on strategic targets in exchange for a share of the profit.
bless you.
Johnny, who was interested in murder, not money, happily agreed.
So this is like
Grant ye the ability to
1/3
summon my crew whenever they're needed.
1/3 or 1/4 the length of one regular game. I will do loyalty missions eventually for other people, but I figure I should do
God, this feels good.
before I call it. What the fuck is a glyph and where do I find it? Maybe it's these?
I raided a Centerpol office. Found information on where the president is being kept. Evidently, they've been trapped in some sort of soul crystal inside Satan's palace. Breaking in is an impossibility. Your best bet to save them is to continue to try to draw Satan out of his palace.
Okay, whatever.
Let's see what these things can do. Lost count on these things.
Let me just doink. At least I have infinite uses. Well, until my stamina runs out, which is right now. Can I just upgrade that a little bit? Second one in there. And if I can find one more, I can upgrade the efficiency of the blade.
This should be useful.
There we go. Wrong button. Nope, not doing it.
God, this feels good.
See, that is admittedly more satisfying. Like it's more satisfying to just fly around the map, and it gets there quicker than it is to you know, just have super speed. Whoops. This is what we said.
Fucking collectibles.
Lights up. William Shakespeare, humanity's greatest playwright, and hell's most diabolical purveyor of entertainment. Orphean quest enters. The bard's interest is piqued, and he looks to test his visitor's mettle. The masked tragedies were used to enemies cowering as they approached. But soon they realized that they faced a foe with courage and nobility, traits uncommon in the fires of perdition.
This gun sucks. I wish I had a regular pistol. Where are you? Let's get you.
The inciting incident resolved. The time had come for rising action.
Oh cool, I have one of everything now.
The bard arched a curious eyebrow. Could this mortal be the exact thing that Shakespeare needed?
Look not that this battle's far from over, mortal. Arise.
And now, Act 3.
All that fucking crazy talking just for
This is good for this one.
The conflict resolved. Shakespeare eagerly awaited meeting the champion that dispatched so many of his men. Undoubtedly, they were here for the bard's aid. And while happy endings were not a thing found in hell, Shakespeare always had a soft spot for comedies.
In the land of the living, William Shakespeare is regarded as one of the most prolific playwrights of all time. However, to the denizens of hell, the bard is seen in a far different light. After selling his soul for fame and adoration, Shakespeare served in hell as Satan's spy master general. In doing his duty, Shakespeare would punish the souls he was investigating by forcing them to perform in grotesque passion plays for Satan's amusement. But in a Twelfth Night-esque twist, Shakespeare found himself living a double life. While he projected an image of cruelty, his heart was as soft as Jezebel's. In secret, he would tutor her on the classics and act out the works of his mortal days. When Satan found out, he cast Shakespeare out of the palace, believing that the poet would be tormented by the populace of hell, far out of Jezebel's sight. But Satan had not counted on the bard's cunning. Embracing his persona of master torturer, Shakespeare and his followers, the tragedies, took root in the entertainment district, biding their time for revenge.
And so, Shakespeare called forth the Deus Ex Machina to bestow our protagonist with the arcane power
Of course, stop.
That is actually, I will admit it. So I'm gonna call it there, because I mean, if I do 30 minutes each playthrough, this would be about 8 episodes. And I also typically beat games quicker than the average based on the website that I go on. And if I do feel like doing more stuff, eventually there, as we saw, there are plenty of upgrades. Although it said, according to the website, that like if a completionist were to play this game, it takes about 17.5 hours. I mean, that's not even half of the time I put into Red Dead Redemption 2 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Assassin's Creed Origins. I prefer Assassin's Creed Origins, definitely the other two. But I think I should be doing fine with this. Then again, I'm glad that's the case because
Who's next?
I did not like how long those games were. But on the bright side, this is one last thing to say before I call it. Whoops. On the bright side, it appears that they're saying that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be shorter and smaller than Assassin's Creed Odyssey because people complained that the game was too big. Can I dual wield pistols yet? No, level 8. Alright. I'm so fucking pumped about this. Saints Row. Because it shares a lot of the animation and shit with Saints Row 4, so in that case it might be a bit boring. But it plays more like Grand Theft Auto. But Grand Theft Auto being ridiculous. Like you get to dual wield dual wield SMGs. You can do literally everything. You have unlimited parachutes. It's Grand Theft Auto. If Grand Theft Auto took itself even less seriously, it already takes itself pretty not seriously. Anyway.